Our show today is brought to you by Casted Talent. Casted Talent is the exclusive partner to Casted's network of more than 10,000 of Hollywood's top casting directors, producers, directors, and studio execs. Jordan, we got the pleasure to host an event at Casted Talent.
Yeah.
At their studio in Santa Monica, introducing their super user program, where they basically have these actors try out and test out their pro memberships. And one of the coolest tools I found on their website was their ability to package media and send it to agents and casting directors and change it to what's appropriate to the project or to the agent. I think that's incredible.
Absolutely. It's weird because it's similar to like back in the day where you have to like send off your, fold up your headshot, write up your letter and all that stuff. It's like we're in the digital age now. And I think it's something that like compared to, I mean, I've moved out here and booked on a lot of different right. Not booked, but like went on a lot of different casting sites, and I've never seen that before.
Absolutely not.
Really cool.
And another cool aspect is the bi-monthly showcases that they have.
Yeah. Where
you can submit for these showcases. They choose 10 and you get feedback on those 10, and out of those 10 they choose one winner. You win $500 and it's a great opportunity. Also, once a month, you're allowed free feedback on a monologue or an audition piece from a real casting director. And I think it's like a small fee if you want more feedback on another project as well. But that's just incredible. There's like no excuse now for you as an actor. Right? There's so many opportunities.
From the get-go.
Right? There's lots of opportunities for you to submit, check what's out there, and package your stuff. And then there's a lot of tactic work that goes on behind it. But it's for the working actor. That's what I love about casting.
We had a lot of people come in to like in from our our listenership and stuff. We've had a lot of people actually sign up for the super users, and it's just been going. I think a lot of people are realizing what they can use it for. It's really just, I wish I had it when I first moved to LA. Like Absolutely. I wish, I mean, I don't really do much acting now, but it kind of makes me want to start up again to see like why not. If someone's actually helping me with the actual delivery of that, like that to me is like everything in the world. Because I know like as a person, it's very hard to just feel like, am I right for this? And like, you don't want to be that person that's like, I'm right for this and this and this and this and this. Right. Like, I can play a 70-year-old woman that's 300 pounds. I can do this. But like, you don't want to like overextend yourself. And I feel like that's a really great balance too. And not only that, but they're like we've been talking to a lot of people, and the customer service of like being able to just call them up if you're having a problem with the site, and with our super users, we're just trying to see. I think Cast It wants to know how can they make the site better for you too, which I think is really something that you don't see a lot with a lot of different companies.
Well, we're going to be talking more about Casted Talent in coming episodes. Absolutely. We're bringing on a showcase winner and some super users to talk about their experience as well. So stay tuned. Hello! Welcome to Actors Anonymous Podcast's 50th episode, ladies and gentlemen. Woo. Wow. 50 episodes.
Roller coaster.
That's 2 days of straight acting advice to make you a super actor.
And a lot of weird side talk.
Co-hosting with me, as always, is Mr. Jordan Burbank. Jordan, thanks for sticking around this long.
Oh, God.
I know. I'm in trouble.
Contract just won't end.
Our show today is brought to you by Casted Talent. Casted Talent is the exclusive partner to Casted's network of more than 10,000 of Hollywood's top casting directors, producers, directors, and studio execs. Today on the show, we have a very special guest. His name is Josh Lawson.
Wow. What an introduction. Thank you. Hey everyone! I can't believe you got the big guns in for the 50th.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah! A titan of the industry.
Titan, yes.
Juggernaut, yeah.
You might know Josh from Showtime's House of Lies, Anchorman 2, and a documentary, correct? Or no, a film.
It's a feature.
A feature film called The Little Death.
The Little Death, yeah. Which now? VOD now. You can grab it anywhere, iTunes or Amazon Instant or Vudu or whatever it is.
Wow.
Wherever you download your feature films, check it out.
I want to talk more about that
will.
Later in the show.
We will.
Guys, it's raining today, too, in Los Angeles in July. I think this is a special day for everything. Everything's coming together, guys.
Sure.
The Tibetan Book of Living and Dying. I'm going to get real on you.
Oh, yeah. That was my first book. Yeah, I've grown a lot since then, but don't embarrass me. Read me a passage.
Guys, okay. I've noticed something about doing this podcast with myself that, yes, we're talking about advice and we're giving advice to people, and we realize there's no handbook to succeeding in this industry, first off. And some things might work for some people at certain times. Some things might not work for certain people at certain times. I can tell you one of the things that I've noticed most in common with every single person I've had on the show and with myself. And I don't know if you ever noticed this about yourself either, Josh, but your tendency, or anyone's tendency, to make the same mistakes over and over and over and over again. And sometimes people's redundancy or repetition of those mistakes are, what's the word called when you're addicted? An addiction to something, or just plain making stupid mistakes or stupid choices. And so I always thought to myself, man, what separates people from breaking those habits, from breaking the mold? And this book has an amazing passage on how we're able to get rid of that. And I just want to read a short segment from it. And if you want to get this book, again, Tibetan Book of Living and Dying, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Sogyal Rinpoche. He's Buddhist, obviously. And the passage starts right here on page 31. How easily we allow our old habits and set patterns to dominate us. They bring us suffering. We accept them with almost fatalistic resignation, for we are so used to giving into them. We may idolize freedom, but when it comes to our habits, we are completely enslaved. Still, reflection can slowly bring us wisdom. We can come to see we are falling again and again into fixed repetitive patterns and begin to long to get out of them. We may, of course, fall back into them again and again, but slowly we can emerge from them and change. The following poem speaks to us all. It's called Autobiography in 5 Chapters.
You're not reading 5 chapters.
No, I'm not reading 5 chapters. No, it's a very small poem. Chapter 1. I walk down the street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. I'm lost. I'm hopeless. It isn't my fault. It takes forever to find a way out. Chapter 2. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I don't see it. I fall in again. I can't believe I'm in the same place, but it isn't my fault. It still takes a long time to get out. Chapter 3. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it is there. I still fall in. It's a habit. My eyes are open. I know where I am. It is my fault. I get out immediately. Chapter 4. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. Chapter 5. I walk down another street. I just love that so much. And one of the best things I get from that whole chapter in that book is there's always hope. And I feel sometimes, I don't know if you experience this ever, Josh, but you might get in a rut somehow, or you're making the same mistakes, or if this happened to you in the past, and you're like, man, what am I doing with my life? I'm making the same mistakes over and over again. Is there no hope for me? You know, like, how do I get out of myself? And I don't know. Have you ever experienced something like this?
I think it's easy. I think the trap that people fall into, and I think the poem alludes to that, to what I'm about to say, is that it's easy in the initial stages of that frustration to blame something else.
Yes.
Right? To go, well, I'm not the problem. The world is against me, and I'm doing everything right. And how come there's no justice? How come there's no? It's not fair. I've worked just as hard as that guy, and that guy is so much more successful. When is it going to be my turn, right? And it takes a lot of self-reflection, I think, and it's a scary revelation when you admit to yourself that you can't control the outside world. The only thing you can control is yourself. And that if you want a different outcome and a different destination, then you have to change the path that you're walking, right?
Yes.
And that's And that's always that's a scary thing to admit to yourself, because you want someone else to be at fault. It would be so easy to go, oh, okay, so the thing stopping me from being successful is the industry. I'll just change the industry, and then they'll recognize me for the genius that I am, and for all the hard work that I am that I'm doing. But you're not gonna do that. And what you have to do is start changing, how it is you try to achieve success. And what success means to you. It might not be money or fame or anything. It might just be personal satisfaction. But
absolutely, and
identifying that, yeah.
And I think trying to identify that is crucial, because a lot of times we hear stories of people, they book the series regular jobs, they get the money, they're starting to be successful, and they're still not happy.
Right.
So there's something deeper inside that needs to be fixed, I feel. And also there's a sense of strength I get from that. Like, you are responsible. It's your life. You have the ability to get out of the situation you can.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, I think, because I think it's both good and bad. And it's good news and bad news, let me put it that way, because the good news is that you can change it, right? The bad news is you have to, right? And that's overwhelming, because it means that there is no finish line, right? It means that you're never going to, you know what I mean? And so, do you know the myth of Sisyphus? This is a very actor-friendly, a common myth that keeps coming up in this industry, in the entertainment industry. Do you know the myth of Sisyphus?
Tell us about
Sisyphus. So basically, Sisyphus was cursed in I believe in Greek mythology to forever push a boulder up a hill. Right?
This one.
You know this one?
Yes.
And then the problem was, the second he pushes it up and he reaches the top, it simply rolls down the other side. He has to go all the way back down and that's his life. That's forever. And that's what it is like sometimes for an actor, because whatever you think is the goal is not the goal. There is no finish line. Like, you've just pushed a boulder up a hill and it'll fall back down, and you have to push it up again. It never ends, right? I heard this great podcast a while ago, and it was an entertainment psychiatrist or therapist or something, and they say there's this huge depression from Academy Award winners the week after they win the award, because they think that's going to solve everything. They think that's what they've been working towards their whole life, and then they realize that after they win the award, it's Monday, right? And life goes on, and then by Wednesday, people have sort of forgotten, and they suddenly realize, oh my God, this thing that was the light at the end of my tunnel for my entire life isn't what I was looking for. That isn't the answer. I still have to work. I still have to find happiness. I thought it was going to be this gold statue, and it's not. And so, that's why I it's really tough to easier said than done, but don't strive towards statues. Don't strive towards money. Don't strive towards good reviews or any of that stuff, because that's such a hollow victory, and it really won't bring you peace or happiness.
May I ask what you strive for then?
Well, good reviews. No, look, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, easier said than done. I mean, of course, I get stuck in those ruts, and this industry in this town. If you don't live in Los Angeles, lucky you, because this town is rough, man. It's a tough city. It's full. And what makes it tough is not that it's a one-horse town, and it is largely. It's the competition and the envy that I think makes it particularly rough, and I think because it's so easy to draw comparison to somebody else's success in this town, because it's everywhere, right? Oh, my friend, there's a great actor conversations where it's like, hey man, I heard you booked that role. That's fantastic. I didn't even know they were casting. When were they casting? That's crazy. That's insane. I feel like I would have heard of that. And people, we all are. We're like, oh, God damn it. Why not me? Why not today? But
there's also a perspective when it's like, why not me? You forget that there's a lot of other people out there with lives just as important as yours.
Yeah, it's so true. We all think, that's the problem. Like, we all think we're the center of the universe.
Yeah.
Right? But we're the center of our own universe, and it stops there. And every time, I'd say something that I do, every time I feel like there's no justice in the world, I go and watch some theater here in LA, and I see terrific actors who are frankly better than me, with less success than me. And that really puts things in perspective where I'm like, you know what? These guys are struggling. They're probably getting paid nothing, right? They're awesome. And they're not on a TV show, and I'm grateful to have one. Right? And I honestly, believe me, thank the God of the industry every day that I do. But, you know, that when I see good actors who are struggling, it really reminds me that the industry is big, that, you know, that in fact I'm lucky to have what I've got. But you know, I don't think that every day. You know, it's why I travel. I love traveling. It's one of the things. One of the reasons. One of the things I love to spend my money on. Right, and it resets my my clock a bit, if that makes sense. You know, I always come back after traveling going, oh, the world is big and I'm this tiny speck in it, and I don't know why I spent a week, you know, kicking myself that I didn't buy that belt, you know. And you know what I mean? We all get hung up on the little things.
Right.
Yeah.
And then traveling for me is a way of you know, shaking the Etch-a-Sketch and coming back going, oh, okay, yeah, well, you know, it's all part of a plan. No, I mean, and I'm an atheist, right? But I don't mean that. It's just like, you know, don't worry about the little things.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that. What you're saying is truth. Is universally truth. It doesn't matter what kind of belief system.
No,
you have.
completely.
Yeah.
I'm not talking. What I'm saying is, I'm not talking about a higher plan from an omnipotent being.
Gotcha.
Because that I don't believe in, but I don't begrudge anyone who does.
Yeah.
But I just mean that, you know, that the road is long, and you know, don't sweat the small stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel that, like, from what I got from everything that we've been talking about, is like, if you want to be acting and you want to pursue it as a career, it's about making a life out of it. Right. It's not about making it, like you're saying, not about the trophies, not about the, you know, like, oh, I didn't go out for that. Like, it's like, just do what you have to do. You know, I hate that term, but like, just go, like, go do theater, go do plays, go do, you know, go to auditions and try to book whatever. But it's all about, like, I feel like out here, even for myself, when you're going out for something, you're trying to get a job or whatever, you're always thinking about the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. There's so much lack of living in the moment and just appreciating life and where you are at that point, that I feel like if people took more time of, like, appreciating the moments and sort of, like, you know, what's the term, like, almost like scrapbooking it in your mind of, like, that happened, and using those achievements to continue moving forward, you might be a little bit more happier than, like, your Monday morning after your award ceremony.
There's a cool lyric in a hardcore song that I like to listen to. They say, bury your trophies and medals in your gardens. And I know it sounds. Well, what does that mean? I think in the whole course of the song, it's talking about putting away, like, don't dwell on your successes and that sort of thing. And I don't know, man. Like, it's super. Like, everything we're saying is truth. It's very good advice. The challenge is the application process,
Right.
And that's where I'm trying to bridge with this podcast, is the application process. And I have trouble with it. Like, recently I've been having trouble applying what I'm talking about on the podcast, what other people are talking about, because I'm finding it difficult right now.
Right.
I'm in a rut right now. I'll be honest with you, Josh.
Sure. Man, me too. I'm going to tell you, me too. And I don't think we're alone, right?
Right.
But I think that Jordan's onto something with the application process. I think it's about finding what it is you love about the industry, right? Why are you really doing it? If it's for the trophies and for the wealth and the fame, and then I go, with respect, fuck you, get out. Like, I have no time for you in this industry if that's really what you're after. Right. But if you love acting and love telling stories and love holding a mirror up to humanity and in a small way helping, you know, or just finding some sort of peace within yourself by doing that, then in my opinion, you are so welcome in this, and you should do it forever and a day, right? And if that's your true motivation, then you don't need money, or, I mean, like, we all need money to live. I get that, but I'm not saying that we should become a communist, country. But what I'm saying is,
That's what I'm getting.
all right, you're getting that, yeah. But what I'm saying is, we live in a society today where you have a network at your fingertips. It's called the internet. It's called YouTube. You can make anything you want. It is not hard to go out and find like-minded friends who are in ruts, who are looking for stimulus and an avenue to vent their creative and artistic frustrations, and put on independent theater. You can do it. There are avenues for you. So really, if you're not doing anything, the harsh and horrible truth is you have no one to blame but yourself, right? I can't afford a camera. Fuck you. You've got one on your phone, right? You can upload it to the internet, which is a universal network. People can do it.
The internet? What is that?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
people hear
Oh,
it?
God. This is a bigger conversation. You're in real trouble.
INT. No, actually,
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I mean, we used to live in the industry used to have, a handful of studios and a handful of TV networks. And unless you were invited into that fold, you were in real trouble, right? But that's not the case anymore. There are more avenues on the internet to get your thing seen than I can count. I mean, there are infinite. And look at you guys. You guys are making this podcast. This is part of it. This is part of getting that creative, that urge out.
Absolutely.
You're not just sitting there waiting for the phone to ring. You're making a podcast. You're doing it because you love the industry and you love actors and you love the craft. That's clear. And it's those sorts of and I mean, yeah, this takes work. And would you much rather be sitting at home watching, binge watching a House of Cards or something? Sure, but you're not.
House of Lies.
House of Lies, sure, I should say. No, I'm just trying to think of things that people binge watch. But you know what I mean? Like, but instead, you've gotten out of bed on a Saturday morning. We're all hungover, at least I am, and you've come and you're doing this stuff, and that's what it takes. It takes that kind of dedication, that kind of motivation. Yeah, do you want to just go down to Malibu, sip a couple of cocktails by the beach? You can do that, no problem. Or do you want to spend your Sunday writing something that you could film and put on the internet and then get better and better and better and better? You do 1,000 of those, guess how good you're going to get at that? You're going to get so good if all you do all the time is write and direct and play and act all the time. That's how you get good. It's not going to be perfect the first time. And learn to love growth. Learn to love learning.
Josh, I'm so glad you came on the show today, man. Seriously, like I needed to hear this today.
Right.
I really needed from artist to artist.
Yeah.
Like I really needed this today.
Well, look, this is the other thing that's a bit of people get in their head that the other person who's got the success is better. I don't think that's necessarily true. I really don't. I think they just did it. Right? A buddy of mine said the world is divided into two things: that which exists and that which doesn't exist. Your wishes and your fantasies of that script you're writing or that short film you've always wanted to do, unless you do it, it's nothing. It doesn't exist until you do it. So stop and until while it's in your head and it's floating around, and you go, oh, I don't know why I can't shoot that short film. Stop complaining.
Yeah.
You can do it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It may not look as slick as you filmed it in your head, right? It may just be the shaky little iPhone thing. All right, get it out. Just get it out and then do another one. Right? Don't sit on these things in your head forever because they will sit there forever, I promise you. These ideas that you had and you go, God, I had this great idea. Fine, prove it, do it. Stop talking about it in bars and complaining that it's not done, right? You can do it.
I have a friend, his name is Monty Gear. He works with me on the show Awkward, which by the way, season 5 airs August 31st.
Shameless promo.
Shameless promo, right?
This is what it takes. There it is, man.
I respect and love him so much because he tells me, hey, I've got a script and I want you to read it. And I'm like, sure, email it to me. He's like, no, I want to give you a physical copy because I just feel like you're going to. And so I was like, okay. I've read his scripts like now 3 times. And I just love the fact that he actually gives me a physical, tangible thing. And
Is that what I have to do now?
Whatever it takes. But you're right.
It's like you said, you really have to manifest what you want to do or otherwise it doesn't exist.
That's it. If you can take away anything from today, take away that, I think. Yeah.
Just to get a little backstory on you,
Yeah.
Your accent, you're not from the States originally,
Not
right?
from the States, from Australia.
Australia.
Originally from Brisbane, Queensland.
Wonderful.
In Australia.
And when did you, do you live part-time there, part-time here as well?
No, full-time here now.
Great.
So I was a child actor. I started when I was 9 years old. So I had an agent when I was 9
Right.
in Australia. So I've been doing it a long time.
Oh,
And
so you've been in business for a while.
Yeah, way too long. Yeah. So then, did that. Was doing film and TV in Australia up until I finished high school, and then I went to drama school in Australia at a college called the National Institute of Dramatic Art, and studied theatre for 3 years. And did what was great about those institutions are not necessarily what you learn, and what I learned was great, but it was that you do theatre so much throughout the 3 years. I mean, you're doing 15 plays throughout the 3 years, and not only that, you're seeing countless more from other classes and stuff. So you just get this. I mean, for 3 years, it was just this intense immersion in acting and writing, and that was the best thing about it. And then after that, I was writing while I was at drama school, because I think you've heard me say I think that's what it takes now. Yeah. Think about it like this: if you're just an actor and you're sitting by the phone, you're essentially sitting at a roulette wheel, right? And you've put one chip on one number, and the chances of that coming up, not great. Right, really not great. If you write, you direct, you do independent theatre, you're just adding more chips to more squares, to more numbers.
Gotcha.
Right? The chance of your number coming up then is you're increasing your chance more and more and more with the more stuff that you do. Anyway, so that was my theory, and then after that, did a bunch more TV and film in Australia, and then in around 24, 25, I had done a TV show in Australia called Thank God You're Here, which had a small amount of success over there. Quite a big amount of success over there, but I'd traveled a little bit over here. And from that, I was able to get representation over here. And that was the beginning. So around, 8 or 9 years ago, I came over here for the first time, and then stuck around, yeah.
Wow. Day of Roses. That's...
Day of the Roses. Wow.
Day of the Roses.
Did you find that on IMDb?
Yeah, I always wanted
that was one of the things I did when I was really young. Yeah.
I always want to introduce our guests from stuff that nobody would be like.
There's plenty to choose from on my IMDb.
From the Wayne Manifesto series and the Day of Roses.
Day of the Roses.
Oh, the Roses.
Yeah. Day of the Roses. Wayne Manifesto. I played a bully. I was a kid. Yeah. I was just a little kid then. I think my
what an arc from bully to your character now in House of Lies.
To being bullied.
Yeah.
And pens down, I have done everything I need to do. I've been the bully and the bullied. Doug is a fun character to play. I love slipping into it.
I love some of those scenes are they pile on Doug so much in that. But what I love about the character and the way you play him too is it doesn't really. I mean, it seems like it might slightly get to him, but for the most part, it's he knows, he doesn't really get bothered by it.
Yeah, I think the way I play that, because I think it would be crushing if every insult hit him.
Yeah,
because you'd just be you commit suicide. Within half the first season. What has become clearer and clearer to me as I play Doug, over the years, is I think he's got a bit of Asperger's. Right.
Yeah.
I really don't think and I think what's more important to him than being insulted is that he has an environment in which he has the opportunity to be insulted, meaning that the family unit or the office unit means more to him. So just the fact that people are talking to him and know his name is, I think, his greater thing. So he'll go home and go, Marty ribbed on me today, or Marty was insulting me, but yeah, it was like a banter. It was the two of us.
Yeah.
He looked me in the eye and he called me a dickhead or a douchebag, and that was something we shared. And I think that's how Doug thinks, in my opinion. That he kind of loves them so much, or loves being a part of that group, that community so much, that the insults he has been able to translate into something positive.
Yeah. I often, wow, word vomit. But I often felt too with the whole thing was that as much I love watching the show because they all have their distinct things that they're really good at,
right.
And it's always just even though that whole unit treats each other like crap sometimes, they can't operate Doug is seems like the numbers guy that they can't do anything without, and it's just the dynamic between them all is it's just so close. I mean, me and Wesam say awful things to each other in jest.
Horrible things.
Oh, yeah.
In jest. But it's then you just know, that's how close you guys are, and it's just kind of...
Yeah, exactly. We're brothers and sisters, I'm sure you guys know them. But when you guys, you get away with so much more, but because you know that there's this love there that that you can bend it a little more without breaking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I imagine that has a lot of great outtakes too.
Oh yeah, we got nuts. Yeah, we really do.
I love the YouTube video I saw of you guys doing improv together.
Yeah, that was great. Ben Schwartz put that together at UCB because you may know Ben. I mean, I'm sure you know Ben's work, but he is really connected with the UCB world. He's gone through there, and he's one of their really star players there. And so yeah, we did it as a bit of a kind of a complimentary piece to the series. I think it was season 3, and
Yes.
it was season 3. And Ben put that together, and we all just got up and we played, and we used a couple of guest stars, Lauren Lapkus and Ryan Goll, who are both incredible improvisers, and we played around, and that was and Showtime, I got to say, they're one of the best. I mean, they are so awesome to work for and with, because they get one of the network kind of, I don't know, it just feels like they really give us latitude to play and to do new things. And Ben and I, just before, Ben and I had written and did the webisodes for the first 2 seasons of House of Lies, which you can find called, I think, Fridays at Gallweather Fridays at Gallweather is season 1's webisode thing that Ben and I and Wes Nickerson wrote and Glyn Turman directed. And that was so great. And then there's a season 2, and that's called something else. I've forgotten. But you'll find it through the link on YouTube. And they're really fun and funny. They're like 2-3 minute webisodes. And,
great.
And if you're a House of Lies fan, definitely jump online and see that because there's some good fun.
I've always had a question about that show.
Sure.
How do you guys shoot those scenes where Marty talks to the camera and are you actually all just like frozen?
Honestly, yeah. Sometimes. Most of the time, yes. And people can't believe it. But it's sort of a trick of the mind. Like, and I got to say, hats off to the background artists there because they kill that.
Yeah.
I mean, they really freeze. Like, they really do a good job of that. But there is some green screen work as well.
Yeah.
That because often you'll see
like papers flying.
Yeah, exactly. Or a bird stopping in the sky.
How do you guys do that?
Yeah. Where's this well-trained birds? But it is a combo of those two things.
Oh, awesome.
We have to take a quick break,
Great.
but we'll be back. We'll talk about more stuff
Let's do it.
We've got a fun
and
game.
a very fun game. We'll be right back.
Cast at Talent is pleased to support Actors Anonymous. Cast at Talent, for more than a decade, we've been working to make sure that the right actor has the opportunity to compete for the right job and has the right online tools to pursue that job. The Cast at Talent online showcase, Gig Finder, major open calls like Star Wars and Jungle Book, and feedback by Cast It certified casting pros within 24 hours. CastAtTalent.com, @CastAtTalent, and Cast at Talent on Instagram or Facebook. #right actor, right job.
What about the doctor? She say anything?
Yeah, she said that it might help if I orgasm during sex.
You orgasm during sex all the time.
Yeah, so... I want to tell you something. Promise me you won't judge me. I just thought that we could take things to the next level.
Like a fantasy?
It's something I've always wanted to try.
Oh, we are so on the same page.
It's a fantasy of mine.
I don't really want to.
I'll try anything.
So what are you waiting for?
Right.
You don't have a weird fetish, do you?
No. I mean, define weird,
As an experiment tonight, don't be Evie and Dan. Are you familiar with role play?
Miss Redding, sorry to keep you waiting. Seriously?
I'm calling from Video Relay. I have a caller on the line that uses sign language, and I'll be interpreting the call for both of you tonight.
And what do you want me to do now?
He wants to... Oh, my God. He wants to put his...
Richard?
Yeah. Hey, I'm about to come. Quick. Oh, yes.
Whatever happened to good old-fashioned, run-of-the-mill sex? People have to complicate it with all this kinky shit.
Yeah. I'm afraid it's bad news.
Well, I have been a very bad girl. Perhaps you need
You
to...
have hepatitis.
Well, that's not very sexy, is it?
No, it's not.
And what do you want me to do now?
Hello, what does he want me to do now?
You're killing me.
put a flavored condom on your head because your mind is about to get blown.
High school is over.
Blackout party at the beach, bitches! You're legit popular.
Ah, Maddie f***ing McKevin.
You have to tell her.
I still want to be with you. You still want to be with me?
Welcome to the Enchanted Fantasy Prom. Be sure to sign up for the raffle. You could win a rainbow.
You can make my heart skip.
We are back. We've got our clothes back on, and we're ready to talk. What are some of your biggest pet peeves?
Just in life?
And yeah, I'm always curious to know what people's pet peeves are. I don't know why. It's just so maybe I don't do them.
Do them to you later.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. I mean, look, off the top of my head, I hate it when people misuse the word literally. That drives me crazy.
Fair.
And that seems to happen all the time. Yeah. It literally blew my mind. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Like, shut up.
You know, they changed the definition of literally now because of that.
No, they didn't. Stop.
I'm not joking.
No,
Oh my God.
See that we can't bend to the will of idiots, right? That's not fair.
Could that be the quote for the episode?
We just can't do it. Just because some idiots think that. I mean, honestly, that I've lost respect for the dictionary.
I want to make a meme out of that of you saying that exact.
Do it, please.
Freeze frame of him just going.
Right. So I think that drives a lot of people crazy, but that drives me crazy. Yeah. I mean, I don't like it when people misuse the the 12 or 15 items or fewer line at the supermarket. You know when people you see like just jam packed, their cart with. I'm like, that's not 50. Count to 15 for me. Count to 12. Get out of here.
That's fair.
I mean, little things. So you can tell I'm a pretty cool guy, and I'm really. Yeah, I can tell in like when I'm old and grey, I'm gonna be like that cranky old dude that like school children run past his house because it's like, oh, don't get him started. He's just gonna yell at you.
I think it'd be frightening to see you really angry.
I mean, it probably is. I don't think I get. I'm a yeller. I don't yell. Not a yeller. But yeah, I do. I mean, I can get upset. But
are you like a quiet choker where you'll choke somebody and be like,
no? What's wrong with you? They're not the two versions.
I've been choked a few times.
It's like, I love when he says like, oh, so you're not a yeller, so you just choke people? No, there are other versions. There are other options you can be.
I don't know.
Stewing in your own juices. That's what I do.
No. I do love to argue. I mean, I don't think I'm a contrarian, but I do enjoy a good debate.
Okay, that's fair.
I have that same thing though. Like if you can't, we went to this amazing event the other day. It was with Stage 32. It was like a networking kind of like how to network with people, and it was like a lot of actors, producers, and different people. And they were like, we're gonna go around the room because we're not gonna do it like normal. It's gonna be 30-second spot, answer 4 questions. You can see the whole time his legs just like. I'm like, because people are just like, they're like, time, and they're like, oh, 1 second. And I really wanted, and we're just sitting there be like, 30 seconds. The rule is 30 seconds. I took probably 25. Like, follow the rules. But it was an amazing session, but just like, people following those kind of rules is just like, just do it.
But never forget, everyone thinks they're the center of the universe.
Yeah.
Honestly. Honestly, they're going to, all of those people who go over 30 seconds, in their head, before they, like, when it's their time, they go, well, I'm going to bestow upon the world all the wisdom that I've learned. And they don't realize that we don't give a shit about what they think. All we care about are really ourselves, right? But that's fine.
The Little Death.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that.
What is it?
So it's a film that I had written many years ago, and I had been trying desperately to get money to try and make, because I love film very much, and I've always wanted to make films, and but the first film they say is notoriously the hardest one to make. So it took me 8 years to get money for it. And that wasn't just 8 years of kicking back. That was 8 years of really working towards getting the money for it. And we finally made it in Australia, in Sydney. And it's done remarkably well. We got into the Toronto Film Festival and South by Southwest. We won the Audience Choice Award in South by Southwest. And it's getting remade in European countries. And so look, it's really, I really recommend that people watch it, particularly if you're an actor. I mean this. Like, go on whatever it is, however you legally download, seriously. And I'll tell you why I stress legally download. To this movie. So in Australia, once we came out on VOD, within a week we were the most illegally downloaded movie in Australia. Within a week after that, we were the 3rd most popular illegal download in the world. Right. Wow. So and then people come up, and it's amazing how brazen people are with it. It was like, hey man, I illegally downloaded your thing. It's great. I'm like, that's I mean, you wouldn't go into a 7-Eleven and go, hey, thanks. I ate the candy bar that I stole from you. It was delicious.
They said that to you? Really?
Oh, man, lots of filmmakers complain about this. In all my festival circuits, happens all the time. And then I hate this argument where people go, but aren't you glad they watched it? And I go, well, that's seriously like going into Macy's and someone saying, oh my God, somebody just stole all the clothes from the store. And I go, yeah, but aren't you glad they're wearing it? That's the exact same logic. Right? Yeah, I'm glad you're watching it, but there's a way of watching it that's fair and not criminal.
And which benefits me.
Right. Well, and also will cost you the same amount of money as a cup of coffee, right? You can rent it for $4, so chill out and just rent it.
Yeah, there's no excuse.
There really is no excuse, right? And they're like, I'm not asking for $300 so you watch my film. It's $4, relax, download it legally, and honestly, 8 years of my life, and here it is, many, 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 many dollars in debt. You can afford $4. Like, it's just fair, right? So it's, I do, it's one of those things, having been on the receiving end of what it means to lose out, viewers and money and all that sort of stuff. And here's the great thing, when it comes to independent film, seriously, more than ever, legally download independent film, because I promise you, no one's getting rich out of indie film. No one's sitting on a yacht in the Mediterranean lighting cigars with $50 bills, right? We're all broke. We're all struggling really hard to make anything, right? We're not getting rich out of it. So when you decide to illegally download an independent film, shame on you, because I'm telling you, every little bit counts. That $4 helps. And if everyone just did that, then I swear to God, the whole industry would be healthier. We'd be able to make more independent films, which if you're an actor and you illegally download stuff, I'm telling you, it doesn't benefit you directly. If you all legally download stuff, the industry is healthier, more jobs, more movies. The likelihood of you getting work increases exponentially if we all play a fairer game.
You know what, Josh? Right? I'm going to stop downloading legally.
Good.
House of Lies.
Oh, okay. Whoa. Hold on.
But I'm gonna text you my receipt when I watch your movie.
You know what? In a lot of ways, this is a pet peeve. So it kind of goes back to what you were saying. But yeah, look, I mean, it's a big battle. Music is facing it as well. Obviously, you hear it a lot. But for some reason, the musicians they seem to be doing a lot more to combat it than filmmakers are at the moment.
I feel like I feel like the industry, because of the major the corporations can go back and forth with any type of medium, whether music's still big too. But I've noticed like a lot with the internet service providers being tied to like the movie industry, that they go after people. It'll be like HBO will like send out a message to you being like, we're stopping your service. We know what's going on. And I feel with music, it's just the files are so much smaller. It's so much easier to trade with everybody with like your iPhone, whatever, that it's a little bit more difficult to do that. But in general, I just feel that if you're like, we are an entertainment industry, but it's still an art form. And when it comes down to it, every little product that comes out is a beautiful piece of art. If you're going to go to Target and spend $50 on a generic wall art, or you're going to buy a poster from something because you think it looks cool for $20, it's not much different from just paying $2.99 for, like how many movies can you buy? How many TV series can you buy for like pretty much the same price? And you're going to watch those over and over again if you really like them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Plus the freaking red box is $1. Right. That's all it is.
Yeah, we're trying to, I think, people just aren't meeting us halfway, I think, because the industry is trying to, I really think of making it as easy and cheap as possible. But people are still like, nope.
That's really interesting to me, because like even with Netflix now, that's they're like $7.99. I think they just said actually they're going to increase their prices a little bit, which still it's like, okay, but you get so many movies
Right.
and TV shows. I can't tell you how many times it's paid for itself.
Absolutely. And let's not forget, Netflix is creating content. So, which means they're creating jobs and they're creating art. And I got to say, I love Netflix as a new network, and Amazon Instant and Yahoo and all that, and Hulu and all that stuff. And then more and more and more, starting every year.
You don't need cable anymore.
Yeah, well, you do need Showtime, guys. Come on.
Well, Hulu, you can actually get Showtime on Hulu now for an additional
Oh,
fee.
can you? Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, so I kind of like that side of how, the industry has changed with the internet. But what I don't like, and this is a whole other conversation, is how integrated social media has become with the industry. Right? Because if you think that Twitter followers and Instagram followers don't play a part in you getting roles or losing roles, you are kidding yourself, because they are very much one and the same now. Because fame, and I'm using quotation fingers here, fame used to be this unquantifiable thing. Oh yeah, we know who that guy is. I guess he's famous, or he's in that show, that's fame. Now you can put a number to it. How famous is he? We can tell you down to the person, because we can look at his Twitter or her Instagram or whatever. We know how famous they are. So we can put two actors side by side, and if I'm a numbers guy and a producer, and this is how they're all thinking, well, I want to increase my chances of eyeballs as much as possible, because this is a risky industry. So I'm gonna choose the person with more followers. Simple as that, because that mitigates my risk, right? So I'm sorry to say that you are losing roles or getting roles because of your social media. Now, I don't agree with that. That is one part of the industry I don't think is fair, and I don't think benefits the industry overall, because I think good actors are losing out because they just don't have a social media following.
Right.
It's getting worse, frankly. So I don't mean to be the voice of doom here, but it's definitely something to consider.
Well, let me address it real quick. I want to make sure we have time to play our game, but real quickly, okay, there's a problem, obviously.
Yeah.
It's something that the actor has limited control over. I guess what the next step is, back to what you were saying about creating your own content.
Right.
You've got the internet. Right. Collaborate with other people.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's super difficult to collaborate sometimes with people for a variety of reasons, but there's always going to be obstacles. And yes, there's a problem. Find a solution. My thing is, because I don't want it to be like we were saying in the beginning. I don't want it to be like, well, that's why I'm not getting roles. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, you're so right. This industry is one of the last collective art forms, meaning that often you can't do it on your own. If you're a painter, you can buy a canvas and some paints. You do it on your own. You're a novelist, you do that on your own or whatever.
Right.
But often you do need other people to do this stuff. Not all the time. I mean, a lot of those YouTube stars, let's be honest, did it on their own. They were alone and they started talking to a camera, and then they got followers, right?
Yeah, it's a different species, I think.
It is. Yeah. It is, but becoming more and more integrated. I mean, those YouTube stars, by the way, are getting offers for narrative stuff.
Yeah. A lot of them are getting their own shows. I don't know.
Absolutely, man.
I think we're going to say the same thing.
Yeah, I don't want to mention any names, but there was a competition
of
a very famous YouTube star and another person, and they were in. Basically, they got the same script, and they had to create a movie. They got the same funding. They were two very different movies, and anybody who has any kind of, in my opinion, artistic clout.
Right.
Would see like the one was like very indie, the other one was very like I don't know the PC way of saying it, but you could tell it wasn't very grounded in the humor and the acting.
That's a diplomatic way of saying it.
Yes, yeah. And then so you saw the indie looking trailer for the film, and you're like, whoa, you're just totally. I'm not exaggerating here. You're emotionally blown away. Like you're just like, wow, you're literally blown away.
Literally blown away. Well,
you're emotionally just really hit, and then you watch this other thing, and you're like, oh well, obviously this is the film I would want to see.
Sure.
That film won the competition. He won the money.
The other one, you mean? The other, the schlocky one. Yeah.
Yeah, because he had more followers on his YouTube channel, on his Twitter, on his Facebook, and this one was.
Look, yeah, totally. Look, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yes.
But there's also this part of me, right? I'm trying to be fair. And honestly, believe me, I get so frustrated because, what I like doesn't necessarily trump everything else, right? But you got to remember that art is like food, if you can think about it like this, right? That if you like Brussels sprouts and I don't like Brussels sprouts, we're both right. Okay,
absolutely.
We're both right. And the same with movies or TV or anything. Like just because I like something and you don't, we're both right. Okay, and it would be what a wonderful world if everyone agreed with everything I thought and my taste. That'd be terrific because I'm right all the time. But you know, often in these Q&As, I hear people and or in reviews of things I've done, and people go, Q&A is a good example where they go like, "Oh, I didn't like this part of the movie," or "That part of the movie offended me." And to those people, I always say, "Yeah, but you got to understand, I didn't know you existed until this moment. I didn't know you were even on planet Earth. So why would I make a movie for you? Right? I don't know you. And until you put up your hand in this Q&A, I had no idea you were alive. So all I can do, and all you can do as an artist, is make something that fits your taste. You like Brussels sprouts? Make a movie about Brussels sprouts, right? The worst thing you can do as an artist is to try and please someone else. Trying to be popular is the death of art, I promise you.
That's
right?
great.
And the problem with social media is that now all we're trying to do is get likes and hits and popularity, and that's really damaging to art. Because the true artists, the ones that you really respect, whether it's, I don't know, Wes Anderson, or even if it's Trey Parker or Matt Stone, who I really respect, or Tarantino, they don't give a shit. Woody Allen's another great example. He doesn't care if you like his stuff. He's just going to keep making it anyway. You know, and that's the kind of artist you want to be. You want to be the artist that, you know, Tarantino always says, I just made the movie I wanted to watch. That's all I could do because my thoughts are the only ones I know. I don't know what you're thinking, but why would I try and make a movie for you? I don't know what you like. Right? All I know is what I like, and that's the only thing you can do as an artist. But, you know, it's a slippery slope with social media, man, because, you know, all you want to do now, and everyone's got a voice. That's the problem. Everyone's offended by everything now, right?
Oh, don't get me started on that.
I mean, this is a whole thing. By the way, I'm with you. Don't get me started on that. The amount of...
When people apologize for their fucking jokes,
I hate that so much.
That just happened the other day
every
with
day.
What was it? Amy Schumer like just blew up with this movie. Love her to death. She's hilarious. And then like all these people went back and just trudged through like 4 years of tweets and like found something and like was offended by something and like called her out on it. It's like what? Get over it. That's how you build your career.
Can I be frank with you guys? I'm offended by some types of humor, but I just go, oh, okay, I won't listen to that.
Right.
I don't have to, like, write a letter and make a big deal.
No one's clockwork oranging you to watch it. You know what I mean? No one's forcing you to watch anything. Grow up. Stop being a baby.
Get off the internet.
Right.
If you have that much time to go through someone's social media much,
that's
or
a
even
thing.
like...
I mean,
okay. You know what, guys? Before we get too angry...
Yeah. That drives me crazy.
Game time.
Game time.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
We have a new game that we're going to try out today.
I'm actually really nervous.
I've heard that you're very good at accents.
Oh, hold on. Who started that rumor? It wasn't me. Oh, you
the
started
man to the left.
Okay.
I was like, this is my exact thought process. I'm like, oh, he's Australian. He does an American accent pretty well. He's great at accents.
Right. It's a simplistic reduction, but okay. Well,
if not, it's going to be even more.
It'll be more fun. Let's try it. Let's try it. I'll do my best. Yeah.
So I'm calling this game React-ccent. What I'm going to do is I'm going to assign each of you an accent.
Sure.
And then I'm going to give you a scenario that you have to act out.
See, you know, before we even get into this, this reeks of something that people will be offended by. Do you know what I mean? Like, before we start, we are aware that people have accents, Australians and Americans. We all have stereotypes. We're not going for stereotypes, from what I understand, right? And by the way, this disclaimer is not going to even help. Someone's going to be offended by this, and I'm going to get
I'm going to go for stereotypes.
Okay, do it. All right, let's go. I'll do my best.
All right. I'm going to get... Actually, why don't you each pick a number to get started?
What's
1 through 18.
Oh, 15.
5.
Oh, God. What did I choose?
You will be West African.
Oh, God. Dude, this is...
And you'll be Irish.
West African?
Irish?
Irish.
Okay.
Nicole, give me a number
like
1 through 6.
Oh.
Give me a number... Well, I need a number for the scenario.
Man, I don't know. I feel like I'm getting in so much trouble.
Okay.
So what are you? We say?
Irish.
That's easy.
Irish?
Not easy, but it's easy not to get in trouble for it.
Irish and West African. And the scenario is you are two guys that want the last free sample at a grocery store.
Oh my God. Hold on. I'm actually nervous about this. I mean, I really think people are going to get offended by this. Okay.
All right.
Come on, can you give me one that... give me one that's... All right.
We'll play it safe.
play it safe.
Play it safe. We're gonna switch it up. It'll be changed.
You've got 18. Give me one other one. Give me one. Give me. What's 18? What's 18?
I'll give you 18 Russian.
Better. Okay.
Let's do Russian. It's the safer option.
It's the safer option.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want to offend. I get it.
I don't care about offending. I just.
It's tough.
I mean, I just don't want to get into trouble for React-ccent or whatever it is, or React-ccent or whatever. It just doesn't seem worth it. Okay, let's try it. So Russian, and we're fighting over the...
You're fighting over the last free sample at a grocery store.
At a grocery store, okay.
Oh, I love these pig in a blankets.
Yes. Excuse me. Sorry, I was thinking about the Russian joke that I heard earlier. Excuse me, I'll just reach over here and grab.
No, this is... Harvey! Hey there, mister. Don't you be touching me piggies.
Where are you from? This is very confusing. I said, all right, let's bail on this.
Wait, give us I'm gonna give you an easier one.
Oh, that easier? Okay, sure.
I'll give you an easier one. And by the way, great Jamaican Irish accent, Wesam.
I don't know what happened. I just said it.
This is my last pig in a blanket.
Yeah, it was a bit Jamaican.
I started doing the Russian one.
Yeah, no, it's
all right.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm gonna do Italian.
Oh, okay.
Swedish.
Swedish? Okay, sure.
Okay.
Oh, that's tough. All right.
And the scenario will be...
Gotta get into this.
Italian and Swedish. Okay.
Kristen Bell has suddenly left the show.
Oh, no.
And Wesam has been brought in to read for Jeannie.
Okay, all right.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
Hey there! I'm very excited to, make good times. All right. Ciao.
Okay, so we will start the readings, and we will just hear how your take on Jeannie van der Hoeven. And
sure. I like the show. It's a very
okay, you feel to me like God, you do get sucked into the vortex, don't you? The other accent. God, how do I get back into the Swedish? Okay, no, for some reason I'm back in. Okay.
Sure. What's the scene you want? What you want me to say to you?
Oh, okay. In this scene. Get me the hell out of here. No. All right, give me another. Quick.
Another
accent. Another accent. Let's just I don't know what happened there.
What the hell? Wait, hold on. British.
Okay, well that seems. Whatever. Are we going to stick Italian?
I'll stay with Italian.
Are you going to stick with it?
See how much of a train wreck this will be.
That was Italian. Dude, I got to tell you, your default feels like Jamaican. It does feel like you slip back into that. All right, I'll try British. All right, and I'm what? All right, I'll try Cockney here.
Sure.
For something. All right, so here it is. We'll give us a read, right? In this scene, Jeannie van der Hoeven. Yeah.
Okay.
She's.
Why the fuck am I like trying to?
It's so interesting.
We're gonna switch you to Italian New York gangster.
Oh, okay. There you go.
All
right. Sure. All right.
Sure.
Oh, so we can both be sort of thugs here. Yeah, we'll
right.
be thugs. You'll be. You know what it is? Can I tell you what this is? Why we keep slipping in?
Yes.
Because human beings are empathetic, right?
Right.
And there's this mirror thing where we want to we bleed into each other's personality.
It's scary. I'm doing it totally instinctually.
I know, man. I did the same thing when you were doing, I guess, Jamaica.
Okay, I want to do this. My dialects teacher in college is like pulling out her hair right now. Okay, let's do it.
We're gonna make you surfer dude.
Okay, that's accent.
And Cali, like Southern Cali.
Okay.
Sure.
And we'll make you French.
All right.
The scenario is you are two monks, and one of you has just discovered what laughter is, while the other one thinks it is evil.
Okay.
Wait, one of us has discovered what laughter is, while the other one thinks it's evil?
Yes.
So I think it's evil.
Okay.
I'm French. Okay.
Oh, man. Oh, bro. What a crazy wave. Whoa. What just happened, bro?
Excusez-moi. I would have to ask you to turn down the laughter because it's très mal.
Oh my god. Bro, that's what it's called. Laughter? It's awesome, bro.
No, the corners of your mouth, I would ask to please face downward, not upward, because it is upward is the tool of Satan.
So, can I laugh like this?
Oui, is better. Done. All right,
done. That was a ride.
We did it. Man. That was an accent roller coaster. We had fun.
That last one, you guys stuck with it.
We really do. I think we had, by that point, our muscles were strong.
Right.
Yes.
And we were.
Oh my gosh.
Wesam, your manager needs to send you out for a lot more Jamaican roles.
Stuff, yeah.
Why was I going Jamaican? I've never done a Jamaican accent.
Oh,
maybe in my past life.
It could have been it.
Maybe, guys.
Who knows?
Josh, thanks so much for coming
my
on this
pleasure,
show,
guys.
man.
Thank you for ruining my career with that last game. You know what? I've had a good run, and it was bound to end eventually. So thank you.
Seriously, you had some gems of advice today, and we thank you so much for coming on and sharing all your experiences. If there's one last piece of like short advice, the one piece you can give to a struggling artist, what would you say?
I would just say rent The Little Death as soon as you can, and that will solve all your problems. Shameless self-promotion, guys.
There you go.
There it is. No, look, I mean, I think you've heard me wax lyrical over the last hour about what I think. So it's all in there, and so. But I thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. Your 50th show.
Yes.
It's a great honor.
Of course. If people want to find you on the Twitter.
Oh yeah, it's that Josh Lawson.
That Josh Lawson.
Yeah, that Josh Lawson on Twitter and Instagram. You can do that. Yeah.
Wonderful. Jordan, thanks for co-hosting the 50th episode.
Fun. Very exciting. 50. God.
Yeah.
I feel like I've known you forever.
I know, right? 6 years, 5 years, 4 years.
21.
Your Twitter?
Jordan Burbank 7.
Awesome. Nikki, thanks for all your work today on the soundboard. We're glad to have you back.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Nikki actually just rapped recently on an awesome... Can you talk about that at all?
Yeah, it's a new True TV show coming out next year. My first co-star.
She also did a 360 short film.
Wow.
Virtual reality.
Horror
film. It comes out on Halloween.
It's so cool.
Wow.
Yes.
A VR thing. That's amazing.
Yeah. Awesome. Big thanks to
you can literally be terrified standing next to her.
Yes.
As I do every day.
Big thanks to GVB Studios. And again, our show today is brought to you by Cast It Talent. Also, if you want to find me on the Instagram or Twitter, it's at WesamKeish. Awkward premieres this August 31st, season 5. Some great things ahead. Thank you for Cast It Talent as well for sponsoring our show this week.
Remember to hashtag
right actor, right job.
And a big thank you to our listeners for always tuning in and giving us your feedback. We love you guys. Share, subscribe, and always remember to listen, think, and then talk.